Hello, this is Dan Ferrisi, Editor-in-Chief with Commercial Integrator. Happy to be back here at the HD-Based Alliance booth at InfoComm 2023, talking to two real industry thought leaders. I'm the editor of Commercial Integrator. I talk to integrators all the time, but I would almost hesitate to call Level 3 Audiovisual an integrator. You're really about being a solutions provider, a communication solutions provider. I love that kind of industry leadership, that kind of thought leadership, and I wanted to bring you here today to talk about it.
Thanks, Dan. Really happy to be here.
Jeremy Elsesser, Fred Lux, thank you so much for joining me. Let's talk about what it is to be a communication solutions provider and how you are different from a traditional contractor slash integrator, or old conception of what this business is.
Yeah, that's a great question. I'll take a stab at it and then hand it over to Fred to elaborate. But integrator in its traditional sense is really pulling together other folks, other people, other OEMs, other manufacturers' solutions to create a larger system. We're starting to move towards creating our own products, our own software, and truly bringing value to a solution that you can't get just by pulling products off the shelf and making them work together. And so truly bringing our own value through products, through software, through solutions that goes above and beyond what you think of from a traditional integration perspective.
Yeah, I think the thing I would add is, as an industry, we spent a long time getting tremendous value out of the manufacturing community. It's been inspiring us, building incredible products. And it's worked really, really well for our users for a really long time, but the world of software has started to change that a little bit. And so we had to go beyond just what our wonderful manufacturing community provides for us, and really focus back into the end customer. What is it that they need, especially in larger environments where after that system is commissioned and finished, well, it goes into service for 4, 5, 10 years. And somebody still has to maintain that thing and make it work and take care of it. So we work really hard to make sure that it's not just the system working on day one, but it actually works to be managed and maintained. It's grow over time for those organizations. So it just takes a slight change in perspective. And we found each of the manufacturers, they have something really great in their silo, in their box, in their talent. And our job as systems integrators is to transcend, right? To transcend those individual silos and to bring everything together in one cohesive system. That includes data management systems.
You mentioned one cohesive system. You mentioned, for example, large enterprises, the ascendance of software. Part of that, I suppose, is standardization. For a long time, commercial AV has been kind of perceived as a wild west of sorts, where there wasn't a whole lot of standardization, there wasn't a whole lot of uniformity. I think Level 3 Audiovisual is bucking against that and trying to bring some coherency to these applications. You want to talk about standardization as regards our technologies?
Absolutely. Interesting about the standardization where he says, we just got done teaching a 3-day course in Watertroop with Vixa on applied monitoring for AV systems. And let me tell you something that is starved for standardization. And the reason that most integrators and most end-user organizations don't single pane of glass into their systems, don't monitor their systems at all, is because it's so difficult. It's hard to do. Amazingly enough, right? We think we've done such a good job with Info and other things within the industry that we have some really well-defined standard here. We do not. It is still the Wild West when it comes to manageability of systems that includes monitoring them. And so we actually heard several students saying, how can we get a standard here, right? How do we get a standardized way of getting data from devices, of managing and working with devices? We have successful examples of standardization in the industry, right? The H2AC line is a great example of that, of a standard that is well established and has made very broad adoption and has solved a lot of the snowflake problems, right, that we've had in the AV industry in video transport. That whole area is ripe for transformation in the monitoring space, and I think we just want to try and be a part of that and give voice to our end customers who struggled for so long trying to do this very basic thing. Somebody needs to speak for them, and that's what we're trying to do.
I like that description, by the way, the snowflake problem. That's a great way of describing it.
Just quickly add, coming back to your first question about being a solution provider, it's not just about providing solutions for customers and end users, but providing solutions for this industry to move the entire industry forward.
Well, I have to say, Level 3 Audiovisual, every experience I've had, you're trying to move the industry forward. I have so much respect for the entire team, not just you, Jeremy, not just you, Fred, Jim Maltese. You have an incredible team surrounding you. I think you're painting a way to a better future, moving away from the traditional old school integration approach, more toward being that strong consultative advisor that can be embedded within an organization and make a difference to deliver an outstanding outcome. Outcome first. I think that seems to be your mindset. So thank you for joining me. Thank you for being at the HD-based booth and for your industry leadership.
Thank you, Dan. Appreciate it.
So happy to have been joined by Jeremy Elsesser and Fred Lux. My name is Dan Ferrisi, Editor-in-Chief with Commercial Integrator here at the HD-based Alliance booth at InfoComm 2023, chatting with thought leaders.